Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Playing from the Tips. We're here at beautiful Harbor Hills Country Club, and as usual, my partner in crime with me is teaching PGA Pro at Harbor Hills, Tom Lineberger. And this evening, I think you can see, we have a very, very special guest with us. And Tom, if you wouldn't mind, I'll let you handle the introductory duties.
Yeah, this is Harbor Hills' version of the Art Linkletter Kids Say the Darndest Things show. So Katie is Georgine. Tammy's her mom, and she's a member at Harbor Hills. And she works with us on the junior golf programs on Saturdays, 9 to 10, and then sometimes after school. And we brought her on to talk about what she likes about golf. And Katie, how old are you?
I am turning 10.
Turning
Wow.
10. That's exciting. And what grade are you in?
5th.
Fifth. And do you have a special day this week? Is it your birthday this week?
Oh, yes.
It is
by
a
the
special
way.
day this week. So what day is your birthday on? Tuesday?
It's on Sunday, but I'm celebrating it on Saturday.
Saturday, and you got a party Saturday. That's great. What do you like most about golf?
I just like hitting the
Hit-
ball and stuff.
Hitting the ball?
It's just fun. It's just fun playing on the course.
Playing on the course.
You just like being on in the outdoors and swinging a club and seeing how far you can hit the ball, that type of thing. All right. Sounds just like me. Sounds like the rest of us. Except I don't do it very well. But I'm intrigued. So let me know. So Katie's helping out with your program, and she's also participating in it?
She participates in it.
Okay.
Yeah, she may help set up the range balls and
okay.
stuff
I
like
see.
that.
I gotcha.
She's usually in charge of like the candy pass out at the end of the lesson to who
Boy,
gets
oh boy.
candy if they.
I
if
bet
they-
you're popular. Everybody wants to see you, I'll bet.
So who's your favorite golfer, Katie?
On the course,
No, but on the pros. You tell me you had a favorite
Ricky
golfer.
Fowler.
Ricky Fowler.
Oh, right.
Okay.
That's a pretty good choice.
Why do you like Ricky Fowler?
Because I like his technique where he never touches his club on the ground.
Okay, a little hover move. You like the
How
way he
about that?
dresses? You like the way he dresses? He's a sharp dresser. Yeah.
Here's my question, though. He used to have his hair pretty long. Now he's gone for the short hair. Do you like him better with the short hair, or did you like him better with the long hair?
Short.
Ooh, that's why it's short, and it's going to stay short, Ricky. If I know you, I think you will keep it short. That's great. Well,
So-
let's talk a little bit about your golf game. So you say you like hitting the ball. What's your favorite part? Do you like the putting? Do you like driving? What do you? Okay. You like to put it on a tee and give it a whack? Is that it? I love it. Well, we got a lot in common. We got a lot in common.
Now, have you made a par yet?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
man.
How about a birdie?
Yes, I have.
Right, a birdie. What hole did you birdie?
Hole 8.
Hole 8. How long was the putt? Do you remember? About a 20-footer? Mm-hmm. Right in the center. Right in the center, Bob. Was there any reaction when you made the putt?
I sort of did a scream, whack, cartwheel, scream thing.
Yeah. You
Oh,
know, a
and
few
then
cartwheels.
She kept herself pretty much under
Under
control.
control.
Sort of.
So, you've made a birdie already, and you're not even 10, or you're going to be 10. What's your next goal? If you've already done some of the big stuff you can do in golf. Are you shooting for an eagle now, or do you want to get 2 birdies in a row? What are you looking for?
I'm trying to shoot for my second eagle.
Second eagle. You have an eagle too?
Yes, I got one yesterday.
Did you know that?
I didn't know
That's
that.
big news.
That is big
That
news.
is big news. I'll tell you what, I haven't had an eagle since before she was born, and she just had one. How do you like that?
So what do you like best about Harbor Hills? I know you've lived here for a few years. What do you like best about?
It's beautiful here and it's very peaceful.
I like that.
Yeah.
You got that. I love that. You love the view. I love that view, don't you? With the lake and stuff. I think it's gorgeous. Plus the golf course, I think is beautiful, don't you? Do you like the hills?
Yes.
All right, because a lot of the clubs, I'm from up north, and a lot of the courses I play down here are pretty flat. This is beautiful because it reminds me a little bit of being up north because it's got the down and up and side hill stuff.
What's your
cool.
favorite hole?
Hole 10.
Hole 10, right here. Why?
Because I like hitting on top of the hill and getting it over the
I have not played 10. What is it?
It's right here.
Oh,
This
is that 10?
That's 10.
Makes sense, leaving away from the clubhouse.
Yeah.
But that's, well, I think it's a majestic view too. I think that's just gorgeous. That would probably be my favorite too.
You got the beautiful view of Lake Griffin out there when you tee off.
My gosh.
See down, it's like you're hitting the ball right into Lake Griffin off the tee. It is a beautiful hole.
Well, I have a couple questions about, now, are you are there a lot of kids involved in the program with you?
Yeah.
Good. Are you in school with some of them? I mean, do you get to talk golf with them sometimes?
I used to be, his name's Ryan. He used to go a long time ago. He's in my new school.
Oh, okay. Well,
He still comes out left-handed golfer, right?
oh, he's a lefty, like Mickelson. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
He is a lefty.
Are you a lefty? Can you play lefty or are you righty?
I'm ready.
All right. I just figured I'd ask. I love it. But that's, I think one of the fun things would be you get to golf with some of your friends and you get to, talk about it at school or talk about it when you play. Because I would think, do you ever get together with your friends and play? Can you come out and play with them sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who do you like to play with out of the kids? Do you have a favorite?
Shelby, Trevor, and sometimes Ethan.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Why sometimes?
He's the older one and serious one.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, he's getting short shrift there. I couldn't figure out what the deal is with him. But,
Do you ever think you want to play professionally?
Yes, I do.
oh, wow. Well, you've got yourself a good teaching pro. You don't want to take tips from me if you want to make it on the tour. But you look to me like you would be a very, very, very intense golfer. Do you concentrate well?
Yes.
That's what I figured. You look to me like you take it. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I'm looking for some support from the pro, and he
Yeah.
didn't exactly back you up on
She's
that.
getting better.
Yeah.
We got to work on what is your mistake? You aim where when you're
I
on.
aim to the right
To the
most of the
right.
time.
Do you realize that it's interesting that most of and I play with a couple women during the week on occasions, and they all do the same thing. They seem to. I always have to get behind them and say, you're aiming over there.
Aiming
Do you
over there.
realize you're aiming over there? So don't feel bad. There's a lot of women, and not women that are 50, 55 years old, do the exact same thing. They get up, they get behind the ball, and they get up and they stand with their feet over there. And I think, yeah, but the green and the fairway is over that way. So I've been there. I certainly understand. But well, share a story with me about one of the great shots you've hit. Do you remember any of the really good shots?
The really, really good shot was my birdie. I was on hole 8. I was on it was the yellow one, right?
Yellow tees.
I was on the yellow tee. It was about to go there.
About 110 yards.
I was going to say, do you remember what club you hit?
I think I hit my hybrid.
Oh, wow. Everybody can hit a hybrid but
Hybrid.
me too. Go ahead.
I
I'm
hit
sorry.
my hybrid, and I think it landed over there.
Left side of the green.
Yes.
Yep, I remember.
And then I didn't think I was going to make it because it went like this, and then it went like this, and then it curved down and went to the ball. Hole.
Downhill putt, left to right.
Downhill putt and
20-footer downhill putt, left to
Bingo.
right.
Yeah.
I remember.
So what is it? Is it the tee ball or the putt? Which one did you like better? I think I'd like the putt better. 'cause
Yeah, I
it
like
went
the
in.
putt.
Yeah, I think that's the money. That's the money putt right there.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. I'm so impressed because, and this is how far girls have come because when I started playing when I was your age, I don't remember any of the girls even wanting to get involved in golf. Now they got, you're not even 10 and you're already making birdies. I say the world has changed a little bit. It's made a little bit of a change, wouldn't you say, Coach?
Oh yeah, I really liked Katie's comment earlier when she said when you played golf there was only 3 presidents.
3 presidents and actually 2, and one was running for office at the
Yeah,
time.
that's right.
But no,
There was only one probably when I was playing then.
well, I'll tell you what. Then, Tom, why don't you tell me a little bit about the mechanics of the junior golf program here, and obviously you got a great representative here.
Yeah, I think like for Katie, we started with a training grip. I think that's real important
Oh,
that we
yeah.
try to put the training grips on the beginning golfers so they
Mm-hmm.
can get their hands on the club right. And then we work on trying to make it fun. I mean, that's the biggest thing, and that you've got to keep it you can't do anything too long. So we might work on chipping for a little while. We do chipping to targets. Like I'll have the kids try to learn to try to control the distance, pitch it 20 yards, 30 yards, 40 yards, and I'll have hula hoops or I'll have buckets and have them see if they can make something. Will make noise, or I'll give them points if they can land it in the bucket, let's say, or bounce it in the circle. And it's just like when you get on the course, trying to control the distance where you want the ball to land on the green. And then we film their swings from time to time, like front and back. We'll look on the swings and let them look at the videos and say, okay, here's you're bending your left arm or your head's moving, and then we'll have them look at their swings and take a look at it.
That's really cool. Now, do you get to see yourself swing then? Have you seen yourself swing? Did he video you?
He videos me once in a while, and well, yeah. And sometimes I can see myself swing when there's a mirror behind me. We have this big mirror.
We use
Well, that's
mirrors.
neat. That's neat.
That's good.
Well, tell me, when you see yourself swing, is it what you figured it would look like, or does it look entirely different than what you think you're doing when you swing?
Sometimes, but not all the time. Sometimes
Okay.
I have to fix what I'm doing.
Huh? That sounds like a real good idea. Well, no, just what you were saying, and Tom, I think that's really a smart way to go too, because if you got to make it fun. I'm always amazed, even when I go out and watch guys. I go and hit golf balls at a range, and you can't just hit 300 balls in 10 minutes. You're not accomplishing anything. You gotta stand back. You gotta hit the shot. But most guys just go out and see how many golf balls they can hit, and I don't think that accomplishes anything.
No.
That becomes a monotonous, droning thing. I think making it fun and having an objective and making it, having a target or something you can go for. I think it's a great way to go. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. We do. We try to end every class, just about all of them, with like a putting contest. So
Oh,
we'll
that's-
take the kids down, and we'll have the girls against the guys.
Ooh, I
Well,
like.
yeah.
I like that. That's the gender wars. I like
Yeah.
it. I like it a lot.
And then if the girls win, they'll win a prize. If the guys win, they'll win a prize. And then usually we'll have them go inside afterwards, and we'll get them a drink, let them cool off.
Great.
And then we have, sometimes we'll do like different, we'll do different, you have to putt like Jordan Spieth. So you have to do left hand low, everyone.
Everybody. How
Yeah.
about that? How about that?
And part of it is a lot of the juniors will just have them try it and see if they like it.
Sure.
And see, hey, maybe I putt better left hand low. I've never tried. Or we'll have like a Watson drill where you'll have to putt with one hand. Just learn to release the club. Putt with just your right hand. And then we'll do drills. Sometimes we'll have the kids putt with your eyes closed. See if they can make it, trying to control distance.
Just yeah.
And then hit the ball and say, hey, how far did it go? So we'll do a variety of stuff. We'll do circle putting drill, 3-footers. We call it circle of trust.
That's ones you got to make.
Yeah,
you got to
left to
make
right.
those.
Yeah, and then we'll do a ladder drill, leg putting. We try to keep it fun, and usually it's about a 10-minute deal when we'll putt, and then we'll get them a drink.
How great is that? I got a question because I want to know if you're fashionable. Do you wear a visor? Do you have a glove?
I usually I used to wear a glove, but I kept on losing my gloves. I can't find them anymore. It's weird.
Wait a minute. That might be a little bit of a guy in her. I think that's a guy thing too. I've lost maybe 500, so I can identify. How about the visor? You got a nice visor, or do you play without a visor?
I have a lot of hats. I have one in the golf cart out there. I have one that's light carries. I have a visor. I have a lot of visors. And I just have headbands and all sorts of other stuff.
I love it. What about?
And
Details. Is it important to accessorize? Do you have to have matching hat with your matching pants or dress? Is that the?
well, sometimes I match, and sometimes I just get.
Sometimes you just explore. I love that. But let's talk about also your clubs. What kind of clubs do you play with? Do you know? Do you know who made?
Do you want to know all my clubs?
I'd love to know what the manufacturer is. Who made them?
I don't actually.
If somebody said, "Whose clubs are these?" Would you say? I mean, are they Wilsons? Are they? Don't know. We
I
threw her a
don't know.
curveball. I tricked her. I threw her one. She can't handle it. Okay.
They're U.S. kids clubs, most of them are.
Oh, okay. That's
And
great.
yeah.
basically, U.S. kids clubs are, if you don't have kids or grandkids, they're all based on height.
Is that right?
And so they start like 42 inches and
Well,
they'll go
she's a pretty
44.
tall girl,
Mhm.
I would say. A very
Yeah.
tall
She
girl.
is. She could
Thanks.
actually almost hit some ladies' clubs.
Oh
now.
my gosh, I would bet. Yeah.
So that's the other thing about juniors is that you'll start with them and they're this big, and then 2 months later they're this big, and then all of a sudden they have a growth spurt.
I
and
was
they're
going to
this big.
say, you don't recognize them. 6 months down the road, they come in to the clinic or the practice, and who is that? Yeah, it's amazing. The kids have such a growth spurt. And I bet she's got a lot more left in her. I have a feeling she's going to be a
She's got-
tall drink of water.
Right.
I think
She's
I got,
got
it from my
leverage.
uncle.
Oh, is that right? Is he a really tall guy?
He's 6'10".
Whoa! Now that's
It's tall.
a tall man. So, like I said, I don't know if you want to be 6'10", but I'll tell you what, I'll bet you can hit the ball far if you make it to your normal height, which I have a feeling is going to be, you're going to be over 5'6", and you're going to be a pretty tall girl. So that's going to, now is that an advantage to her or a disadvantage?
5'6" is a big advantage. Now, are you the tallest one in your class or not?
I'll bet.
Close?
I'm the second tallest.
Second.
Andrew's the first tallest.
So you're the tallest girl then in the class.
Tallest girl in the class.
Yes.
That's good. What other sports do you like? I know you love golf.
I love soccer, basketball, softball. I like to play football with the boys.
Yeah.
Is swimming a sport?
Swimming's a sport.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
I like swimming. I love swimming.
Definitely.
Um,
So cross training, which is playing other sports to get in shape for golf or to learn, that's always good too. I believe that, I grew up, you did do playing a lot of different
You got
sports.
to play a lot of different ones. You don't want to.
So that's a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to get bored I'll tell you what. So I'm going to guess you watched a little bit of the Olympics.
yes, I did.
Well, what was your favorite event in the Olympics? What did you like?
Swimming.
Swimming. So you like Katie Ledecky or you like Michael Phelps? You like them both?
Katie Ledecky.
She won by a lot. She was.
Talented.
She was right. She was
She
coming.
was really
she was
good.
going down the last lap or the last lane, and she was passing people that still hadn't even completed the one that she just
Like-
finished. That's just amazing. She opened a lot of eyes. So, God bless her on that. Okay, so we're ready to. We're done with the first segment.
Yeah.
I missed all of your cues. I'm sorry, folks, but we're going to be back with this lovely young lady, Katie, and Tom Lineberger, and we've got more to talk about here on Playing from the Tips. We'll be back with the second installment right after this.
Sorry about that.
How'd I
That's
do?
it. You did
You
great.
did great.
Not just good. We are back with the second round of Playing from the Tips here at beautiful, beautiful Harbor Hills Country Club. And we're with head pro and teaching PGA pro Tom Lineberger and our wonderful guest, Katie. And Katie, I see you were snacking a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about your diet. Let's talk about what you got to eat before you really go out and play some golf. So what are you snacking on there? What do you like to eat before you go play?
I like to get a boost of energy, so once in a while I like to eat candy before I get out there.
I think would you believe that she needs a boost of energy? I don't think so, but
don't think so.
she obviously still feels she needs one. I think that's fantastic. So, but I mean, do you have before you play? Do you have a regimen where you don't eat a meal, or it doesn't bother you if you go and play golf when you're full? No, doesn't matter.
It doesn't really matter.
Okay, well that makes it easy. Is that I blame you for that, or did I compliment you for that? Are you in charge? Are you in charge of the dietary
I know that
requirements?
when we were setting up for the show tonight, I think Katie had Butterfingers or peanut butter cups. How many?
I think wait, tonight?
Tonight.
I maybe had about 10 Butterfingers.
Holy
or
mackerel!
Buttercups.
What was the par? 9? So you went over par on the Butterfingers. You can't beat that.
I left for a minute and I saw just a pile of wrappers. I thought there was a mouse in my office.
Did she offer you one? That's all I want to know. She seems so polite.
I didn't
was
offer.
Oh, okay. She
Probably
ran
got
some-
them hiding in her pockets.
No, I probably just ate them too fast.
Yeah. So, Katie, the other thing I was thinking about, you last year, you played in a tournament with one of our members, John McKenna,
Wow.
Yes.
and
Wow.
played in a parent-child event. And how did you guys do in that?
We came in second place for 2 years.
2 years. So back-to-back years they've been in the running.
That's
So,
fantastic. That's fantastic. And how was it set up? Was that like a best ball or
it was a two-person scramble.
two-person scramble? So, you know,
So the parent would play their set of tees that they were comfortable with, and then whoever age their student was or child was, they would play that set of tees, and then some played 18 holes and some played 9 based on what their
yeah.
ability level
Well,
was.
that's great. I love it. How cool is that? And to come in second, hey, that just gives you incentive. You want to come out and next year you want to come out and bring home the bacon. That means win, by the way. She's not going to know what that means.
You should probably hate it.
Bring home the Reese's
You like
Pieces.
bacon?
I love bacon.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I want to know, and we were talking about school. Now I know obviously what you like about golf, but what are your favorite classes in school? What do you like?
Well, Mr. Bob, I like
How about that?
I like math. I'm not so good at science, geography, and language.
Language. You speak? Are you learning Spanish or French, or have you gotten to that point yet? Or are you?
No, the language that we do, it's sort of like a daily language thing where they just ask you to correct sentences.
Oh, okay. So it's
and-
it's actually
Grammar?
the English language, but you're learning how to use it properly. Yeah.
yeah, and then
that makes-
verbs and nouns and all sorts of other boring stuff.
The comma stuff. You gotta
Boring
make it
stuff.
comma.
It's boring.
What do you mean? Well, I'm intrigued by your statement that you're not so good at science. How does one get good at science? Do you have to practice it? Is it
Yes.
like golf?
Well, it's sort of like golf because how do you tell what cell is different in a big cell thing?
Well, do they actually let you look through microscopes and stuff? I was going to say you.
They don't let us look.
I
through
was going to say
microscopes.
I think that you'll find out that's how you start making some differentiations. But
Yeah.
but science right now you're basically learning about oxygen and I'm guessing I don't. I'm trying to think what my science classes were like in 4th and 5th grade, and I think there was.
Elements on the periodic table.
No, not 5th grade. Yeah, slide rule. That's right. Organic table. That's what we need. Well, but how about? Do you have do you like music? Do you play instruments?
I don't play any instrument. Well, now I'm playing piano and I love to sing.
Well,
And
if
your-
you
her,
love to
her
sing, that's
mom's a professional
spectacular.
singer too, Bob.
Oh, is that
Her
right?
mom was
Yes,
a
my mom used to sing all over Orlando.
Oh, wow. Well, that's.
So I
I'll
got
tell
it
you-
from her.
I'll tell you what. So you can be the first, and maybe I'm saying this without knowing, but the first professional ladies golfer to sing after she wins.
That's
I mean, I
right.
think that's fantastic.
I already tried to get on YouTube, but it didn't work.
Uh-oh. Now, come on, you got to take another crack at that. I'd watch it. Wouldn't you watch it if she was on YouTube singing? Wouldn't you watch it? I would.
I mean, I don't know how to get on YouTube.
Oh, that's what we're talking about. But well, you know what? You're such a delightful young lady, and I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but we talked a little bit before we were starting the show. So, what do you think about boys? You like something? You like a boy or two, or do you? What do you
I
think?
already have a boyfriend.
How great is that? Will you embarrass him if you put him on the air here? Do you want to tell us who it is, or is
I'll
it?
tell him who it is. He might be a little embarrassed, but I don't really care.
All right. Well,
Well, his name is. You want his full name?
I would love to know his full
His name is Micah Klein. He's 10.
Micah Klein.
Klein.
Okay. Is he in your class?
He used to go to my old school. I've known him for like 3 years.
Oh, okay. So no, but he's not going to your school now.
No, but we still hang out. We have play dates and stuff.
Oh,
and
great.
he's coming on my birthday.
Oh,
It's
oh,
sort of a swimming sleepover party, so he's sleeping over.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Micah, you're one lucky guy, Micah. If you and this girl are hanging out, because she is one real challenging property, and I mean that in the nicest way. She is a great girl. Let's talk about. Okay, we've got school. We got boys.
I got one more for you, Bob.
Oh, okay. We got more. Tom's
Yeah.
going to interrupt me. He's going to probably talk about golf.
Golf again. Shocking.
Whoa.
Did Katie last year? First Academy plays their matches out here, and they're a Christian school, so
Sure.
they have their matches out here. They practice out here. And last year, Katie, you got a chance to play and practice with the girls. She couldn't play on the team; she wasn't old enough, but she
No.
played and walked with a high school team and got to practice with some of the girls last year on the high school team. And That's pretty good for a 9-year-old to walk out.
I think that's fantastic for a 9-year-old. You should be proud of yourself. I think that's fantastic. But I was going to, and if Tom's going to interrupt with golf questions, that's fine. Hey, I think we should be talking golf a little bit, but I want to know, because this is where I'm lacking knowing, what singers do you like?
I actually have a lot.
Bring them on. That's why we're here.
Well, hum a few bars, you know.
I am in love with Ariana Grande.
Oh, sure. I know who she is. That's a good choice. Her, I didn't think I'd know who that. I know Ariana Grande. I mean, I know who she is.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Selena Gomez.
Okay.
Katy Perry.
Holy mackerel. Yeah. What's your favorite type of music?
Pop music.
You like pop music?
Yes.
Do you like rap? Do you like rap music?
Rap sort of. It's like.
Good. I'm glad to hear somebody else say that besides me, because I think it's kind of got
It's just word. It's just.
It's poetry.
with your mouth.
It's poetry, and it doesn't even rhyme half the time.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm glad to. Well, are you partial? I know you said pop, but how about do you like country western music at all?
I'm not sort of into country.
Taylor
Not
Swift was country western at first.
Who's that?
Taylor Swift.
I was going to say.
She was
Taylor
country.
Swift. To me, was a country western who's morphed over, right? And now she's
goes
doing pop now. But
in pop.
Then if she was, then I am too.
There you go.
now I noticed you brought up a lot of women. Let's talk about male singers that you like. Maybe you don't like any, but I want to know which male singers you like.
Justin Bieber.
Why did I not know
Yeah.
that? I should have known.
Well, I don't really like him. He's not a good example. But I do like his voice. He's sort of a little, but he's a little
Sings like a girl. What is that, Greg?
he doesn't sing
No,
like a
no,
girl.
that was I'm sorry
weird.
about this, Katie. Every once in a while, Greg sits over there and just
We'll have
says
to gag
you.
him.
silly things.
We have to gag him.
Thank
Huh?
you.
Interrupts the show while we're trying to get on. He doesn't
you.
sing. Justin, in fact, I think the phone call is out there for you.
Hey.
It's Justin Bieber right
Justin
now.
Bieber's
and
like-
he wants to. He's
He's
mad.
angry.
He's angry. If you can see him, he's gonna belt you.
Throw him the light.
But who else?
Shawn Mendes.
I don't know Shawn Mendes, which probably means I'm not up on the latest. So
I forgot. Well, I forgot.
tell you what, don't.
I forgot his name,
You've
but-
given. Well, it's okay. You've given me 2 big male stars and a bunch of lady stars, and what got you interested? Oh, you obviously your mom's a singer, so you like to. Do you do duets? Do you ever get together and sing songs and do duets?
I've been a little bit of a lone singer, but sometimes me and my mom get a little funny and we duet together.
I love it. That's what you should do. That's fantastic. So sounds to me, not only you getting great golf training from Tom, you got musical training from your mom. Holy mackerel! And you seem to think on your feet pretty quickly about answering all my questions about everything from boys to classwork to. Well, finally, I'm going to ask, when do you think your golf career is going to take off to the next level?
When I'm 14.
14. I like it.
High school.
That's really nice. That is high
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Is that 8th or 9th grade? That's 8th.
Ninth grade.
Ninth grade. Okay.
Ninth grade, yeah.
And then
Wow,
we
that's-
also how about your grandparents? They live here too, right?
Yes.
They moved here about a year ago.
Great.
So she's got, other family that she gets to hang out with.
You got a lot of support.
Yeah, my grandpa loves golf,
Oh,
but
great.
he watches it every single day, every single moment. But he
Golf
can't.
Channel.
But he can't play it because of his back and his knees.
No, I can relate. I get to play, but the aches and pains are still coming. I'll tell you what, believe it or not, we are out of time, but I want to thank you. Will you shake my hand? I know you gave me a hug before. I love that. I want to thank Katie for joining us, and Tom. I will, this is your protege.
She's doing good. Keep swinging.
This is what have you ever heard a better spoken young lady in your life? I haven't. I'll tell you, we want to thank her for coming, and we will be back with the 3rd round of Playing from the Tips right after this. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
That was delightful. Okay. And now, for your listening pleasure, doing her favorite Justin Bieber song, here is the multi-talented Katie.
You've got to have a song that you yourself.
Happy, there's a great,
I do
I like
know
that.
one Justin Bieber song. It's called "What Do You Mean."
Okay, let's hear
Let's
it.
hear it. What do you mean? Bum, bum.
Okay, stop.
Hope it sounds better than that.
It does.
What do you mean? Whoa, whoa, when you nod your head yes, but you wanna say no. What do you mean? Whoa, whoa, you just tell me to move, but you want me to go. What do you mean?
I
Good
love it.
job.
It's fantastic. You got a great voice.
You did
A
good.
great voice.
That's not as good as I can sing, but I.
Okay, back into it. Okay, we're back with the third round of playing from the tips here at beautiful Harbor Hills Country Club. Of course, I'm with the head teaching pro here, Tom Lineberger. And Tom, first of all, again, thanks again for having Katie on board. She is just a breath
She's a
of fresh
sweetheart,
air.
isn't she?
She is amazing. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll talk about the elephant in the room, not that it's a big deal, but let's talk a little bit about the Olympics, if you don't mind, only because I watched the Olympics. I thought it was fantastic to see Justin Rose head-to-head with Stenson, with Kuchar trying to catch on. But by the same token, it didn't have the Olympic feel to me. It had the Irish Open feel to me or something. I don't,
Yeah, well,
you
the
know.
layout was that way. The course.
Well, yeah, you know, apparently the course was...
It's interesting. The passion, if you want to call it. I ran an international golf academy up in Maine,
Okay.
Maine Golf and Tennis Academy. And we did a Ryder Cup. And we had Spain and Germany and Australia and the United States and kids from all over the world that played. And it was interesting. The kids would caddy for the other kids.
Really?
And it was a 9-hole golf course we
That's
had on the
neat.
property. But what really got, we didn't give them a whole lot of, really couldn't, you had to golf etiquette in between shots.
Yeah, right.
But when we set it up and we did the matches and we had a leaderboard, United States and Europe and all the teams,
Yeah.
the kids came out with flags from their country. And you're talking 9,
How
10,
great is that?
and they had flags wrapped around themselves and they were caddying the clubs and then waving the
I
flags.
love it. Now tell me, when they're
It was
caddying,
fun.
when they're caddying at that age, I'm trying to think. When I was that age, I basically went with the 3.579 in my bag because I couldn't lug around the
Yeah,
whole thing.
these guys were like the advanced kids. They were like spinning sand wedges from These boys could play, some of them.
And I was going to say,
They're really
so
good.
That's fantastic. But before we talk about what I thought was a big achievement, and I want to get into Inby Park because I know you're proud and happy for her. But I wanted to get after 112 years off, they put the golf back in the Olympics, and I think they found it to be a success. And I don't want to be a naysayer on this, but it just seemed to me, anytime you put the greatest golfers internationally against each other, and not all of them game, obviously, but it's going to be at least an exciting golf event if you got a good venue. And but I still, as far as having the amateur quality of the Olympics, I'm not down on it, but it didn't do it for me like I guess it should have. I like watching the great golf, don't get me wrong, but I was just curious, did you find it, does it even bother you that you got some, I wouldn't mind seeing NCAA players playing, I guess, from the United States, I guess is what I'm saying. But
I think if you had the college players, you'd see more emotion.
yeah, that's
sure.
I guess that's what I'm talking about. A
And,
lot
and
more
that
emotion.
Kuchar, when he finally shot 64, I think the last day
Right,
and got
yeah,
in.
he turned it around.
He turned it around, and
yeah.
and his genuine emotion came out at the end there.
Yeah.
That he
He pulled off a bronze because that was. You're right. I can't deny that.
That was one of the highlights of.
That was a highlight, no question about it, because he didn't just shoot. If you shoot a 64 in a regular tournament, and you might make a $20,000 more, but can you imagine putting that good round together and getting an Olympic medal for it? That really did transfer. I got that. I like that a lot.
And I'm always one. because I love teaching golf, that I always try to listen to what the players say after a round or about the round or about their career.
Right.
And it's interesting. I think you can always learn something from somebody's past. And where I'm going with this is Justin Rose, when he won, he was talking, he goes, yeah, I think it was his dad told him that what motivated him, he says, well, the guy that's going to beat you is practicing right now. And I love that line. So I'm using that with some of the juniors. And I've said it to one of my juniors. I said, some guy in another country is practicing harder than you. And Justin Rose, dad used to tell him that. He said, the guy that's going to beat you is practicing right now.
Well, that's great. That's your dad, and he's not. There's nothing threatening about it. There's nothing there's no finger pointing there. It's just quietly a reminder that while we're sitting here having our dinner and talking, and maybe you want to watch some TV, there's somebody out there practicing hitting golf balls right now. That's right. I think that's a great way to approach it. I didn't hear Rose say that, but what a great story.
What a great comment.
That's a great comment. I love it.
The other thing I thought was interesting with Rose, he talked about is that he was working on changing his swing and trying to hit the ball farther. So he's trying to gain distance. And finally, I guess his coach or he finally said, that's not who I am. It'd be like Furyk trying to change his swing. Mm-hmm. That's what makes him. So Rose said, I'm going to go back to, I'm going to be smooth. I'm going to hit it this far, and I'll try to hit it farther. And then he started to play well again. When he was making changes trying to gain distance, he didn't play well. He said, he says, that's not my game.
Well, like I said, and not that it's a big deal, but I remember when I started playing around with my swing because I wanted to take a little more inside and get a little. And the bottom line is, I just made a mess of my game, because I played with a professional one time, and he said, you got to take it more inside. And I started doing it, and I was so inconsistent, and I thought, why am I doing this? I said, because a guy who probably swings that way and has it down, I said, why don't I'm never going to be a great golfer, but I can be decent, just going back to my old self. And I find that's interesting, something you brought up about golfers, even the top golfers want to change their swing or tinker with him. Tiger Woods, obviously.
You go back, one of the things that I got from Mark Cromier when he was here, he did the pre-shot routines, is he said every golfer has flow, and they have their own flow. What he's talking about, taking it back, coming in, their own rhythm. You've got to get into but you've got to flow. You got to get it all the way back, come all the way through. Some do it at a quicker pace, some do it at a lower pace, but you've got to find your own rhythm and your own beat, and then kind of get in your own zone. Nicholas said one of the things that made Jack so good is he got into that zone faster than other people and could stay there. And Nick Price is quick. Nick Price has a quick hit. Boom.
Yeah.
So, but and then you've got guys that Kevin Na that he looks like he's twitching and twitching and twitching. Look at how good he's playing. He went from waggling like 17 times one time. Now he's got it down to like 6.
He's got the waggle, but he did. He used to drive me absolutely berserk to watch him. I still have trouble with Keegan. I still have him. He's a little
kind
too
of sneaking up on it.
Yeah, he sneaks up on the ball. I'm and he's also a little twitchy too. But no, I just always found that was fascinating because even when Tiger Woods was at the top of his game and winning his tournaments, he was still tinkering and still trying to.
Yeah, you got.
I guess you can't just stand pat because somebody's going to go by you.
I think the good players, Zach Johnson, who's not a big man statue-wise, he and his caddy Damon Green is a friend of mine. Played at our course for a while, one of the courses I was at, and was a heck of a player. And Zach would play to his strengths, and his strength was his wedge play.
Yeah.
So he, if he could get it to, 90 to 120, 130, he's going to knock it inside 10 feet and make birdie. So when he won the Masters, he didn't hit any of the greens into. Laid it up, and hit his pitching wedge to 4, 5, 6, 8 feet, made the ball, went to the next hole.
And he has a unique swing in itself because even when he practiced swing, he really comes out, he takes it inside and
holds on to it. Yeah, you wouldn't teach that swing.
He loops around, and I always think, wow, it looks like you would not have any consistency, but I'll tell you what, tournament in and tournament out,
he repeats it
right there. He repeats it every time, and I like to watch him on the green, as a matter of fact, because he really seems to have a purpose and a routine that he is into, and
he's got it's not a blade putter, non-offset putter that he's had ever since he's been out there. It looks like one of the old
Yeah.
putters. It looks like I've got an old Spalding Cashion. It almost looks like that. It's a straight, no offset putter. And he's putt with it, and he actually putts with his hands almost behind the ball and releases it.
But
And one of the best putters on tour.
he's a great putter, but what especially from inside 10 feet, he's like money in the bank. It's just amazing to me. But as I watch him play, he is ultimately a routine. He's got a routine and a routine and a routine that he stays with. Like Furyk, I mean, he backs up, he looks
Right.
at it, and I just find that just absolutely fascinating. But I was just curious. Like I said, I'm not dumping on the Olympics, but I'm more excited about the Ryder Cup than I am about the Olympics. What's your
Well,
take on it?
you've got more. That's the one where the U.S. plays a little more passion, and they need to.
Yeah, they have to. No
Because that's
question.
where Europe, I mean, those guys, Parnevik and the Sevi,
Even Poulter, and I don't know, he's
Poulter.
not playing this year, but I mean, yeah, but they.
he's the one that was a nightmare for the United
Yeah,
States. He
no
would
question.
motivate everyone else. He'd get them going. And I think you got to have, you played other sports. You look at like the Celtics with the ML Carr when he played, and
remember.
Cedric Maxwell, those guys on the
Cornbread.
bench, cornbread, that would, they'd wave in the towels and cheering
Yeah.
everybody. You got to have a guy like that that's gonna ignite him. It's be interesting. Tiger's going to be a captain now, or co-captain. They assigned him as part of the team now.
I
They
wasn't
just have-
aware of that. I heard they were thinking about it, but that's.
It was in the
that's
paper
definitely-
today that he's going to be an advisor, or I'm not exactly sure what his position is, but he's on the committee now.
Fantastic.
And hopefully he'll be one of those guys that Tiger can motivate people. He's not playing, but his presence and his voice and trying to cheer him on or motivate him. They shouldn't need a lot of motivation. Losing would motivate me.
Well, I would think. I
So-
would think. Yeah, letting my team down would motivate me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not that. But I mean, the fact that the fear of doing that. So, well, I'll tell you what. We basically we're finishing up the third round, and we have a fourth round to go here at Playing from the Tips. And I'll tell you what. We're going to be talking about a young lady who happened to pull in a gold medal in the women's golf in this past Olympics at Rio, and she has a little hometown flavor to her. So we'll be back to talk about Inbee Park right after this. All right, we're back with the fourth round, the final round. Here we're Playing from the Tips here at beautiful Harbor Hills Country Club. And of course, I'm with head PGA teaching pro here at Harbor Hills, Tom Lineberger. And Tom, I wanted to talk a little bit about Inbee Park because obviously she has some local ties, and I believe that you have a friend or two has played with Inbee before. So why don't you share with us?
So you got the local paper there from today,
It's here.
which was nice.
And they got Lineberger in there, but it's not
That's it,
him.
it's not me.
It's not him.
The MB lost to Morgan Pressel in the state tournament when she was in high school at Mount Dora Bible, and
Wow.
that the team, my daughter Katie played two, Sarah Hill, and Lauren Brown.
And
Where they
this,
finished
and
third.
this was at Mount Dora?
Mount Dora Bible.
Mount Dora, yeah, Bible. Okay.
Now it's Mount Dora Christian Academy. I think they
Okay.
changed the name.
Sure.
So that was MB was talking about that in the article that she was when she was in Mount Dora, and that she went to Mount Dora Bible, Mount Dora Christian. So, and she had, like I mentioned before, a tremendous work ethic, was off the chart.
What I love about watching her play is, and I frankly, maybe I'm wrong about this. It seems like a lot of the American players get a little antsy. But I got to get, Inbee Park looks like she has ice in her veins. She doesn't look, she could be winning by 50 strokes or losing by 50 strokes, and she's basically
She never gets
the
in a
same-
hurry.
The same
No.
temperament, and there's no change. There's no change. You don't know how well she's playing. She
And
waves
probably
whether
the
she has
best
a
putter,
double
too.
bogey or an eagle. Or she, little wave, and she's on to the next hole.
If you had to pick one lady to make a putt, that would be the one.
She never misses. I mean, I've never seen her where she stands over a 5-footer and she needs to make it.
Good.
I've never seen her miss. I've never seen her miss that putt, and that's amazing. Because even some of her, Asian female counterparts, as good as they are, they don't have it locked down like she does from short to
How
short
did
range.
South Korea do this week? MB Park won the Olympics, and Siwoo Kim, he's South Korea. I was looking at that today. 21-year-old, he won the Wyndham Championship.
I want to know if that's how you pronounce his name. I thought it was Wee Kim.
Siwoo?
Say Wee Kim.
It's Siwoo Kim.
I thought it was Wee. Okay.
Maybe
Well,
Siwoo Kim. I could be wrong. I've
I
been
don't
wrong.
know.
This
What do I
could be
know?
the first
What do I
time.
know? This is a heck of an argument. Wee Kim or Woo Kim. We don't. But the point of it, yeah, he came out of nowhere.
South Korea back. I
Yeah.
mean, they win the Olympics, and then his first tour win, and he's 21 years old.
You know what? And everybody might as well get used to it. Doesn't everybody look like they're in grade school? I mean, every time I see Lydia Ko and Min Ji Lee and everybody, I think they look like they're in 7th grade, and they're competing like grizzled veterans. They're out there, and nothing's getting in their way. They don't worry about anything. They just focus on their game, what they're doing. There's no distraction. If I was that young, I would be distracted by chirping birds. People, I'd be looking all over the place. They are so focused and so, well, I guess that's part of the culture too, but they just, got blinders on. They stay
Now,
right
if you
on.
look at Lucas Glover, I mean, he shoots 60, and he three putts on like a 17 or 18, and he missed. I think he three putted 18 and missed a short putt on 17. So, as good as he played,
It could have been better.
a player like MB Park is not gonna probably miss the one on 17, and she's definitely not three putting.
And even if
That
she,
happened.
whether she's made 7 or 8 birdies or not, she's not going to miss
She's
a
not.
5 foot.
Now,
She is money like I've nobody on the tour. I mean, both men's or women. She is just money.
She had one of the best lines I've ever heard from a champion when she was playing in the districts from Outdoor Bible at, course, in Orlando. I'm trying to think of it. She shoots 29 on the back, 9
Done.
with 2
Done.
eagles and 3 birdies. She came off the round, and I go, man, that was an awesome back 9, because I watched her play. And she looked at me and she goes, I should have shot 27. I missed 2 putts inside of 10 feet. No smile.
No.
Just I let 2 get away.
That's
That's why.
But that's what I mean. That's called being driven. That's not like saying, "Oh well, I shot 29. I'm happy with that."
Right.
She knows darn well it could have been even better.
Should have been 27. She said I should have made the other 2.
And what's amazing to me about her, especially playing in the Olympics, is she had some health problems for a couple months leading
She had a
up to the
thumb injury,
Olympics.
couldn't play.
Yeah,
and
she couldn't play, and she tried to come back and play in I think a tournament before the Olympics, and really didn't do that well. She had a little problem. I think.
If you look at, you're trying to play golf
Without-
and you without a thumb,
Without a thumb, no, it doesn't work.
it's not going to work.
Doesn't work.
And,
no.
and I know when I've been around MB, a good friend of mine trained her, Joe Hallett, and he's training Stacy Lewis, is MB was motivated. It's interesting what motivates somebody. I'm motivated to beat you tonight, be
Yeah.
better than you. That motivates me.
Yeah, well, but that's easy.
That's
That's an easy motivation.
but if you look at, it'd be interesting when you find out what motivates MB was when she was in going out and playing on the tour. What motivated her to get better when she was in like high school is she won the U.S. Junior Amateur and the National Junior Amateur for women, and she really didn't get a lot of recognition. And
I didn't know about it. No.
yeah, I went to Disney and walked with her for the qualifier for the National Junior Amateur, Women's Junior Amateur, and she shot 75 in the qualifier and made a double bogey, buried underneath the lip.
Under a lip, yeah.
Her parents were stressed out that she played so bad, and I said, watch her play. She made nothing on the greens. One of those days it didn't make
Yeah,
a lot.
sometimes
So then
happen.
they go to match play after that. Once you qualify,
Yeah.
she won all the matches and won the tournament. And got talking to her on the range, and what motivated her, she goes, the one girl I don't get any respect. The one girl gets all the respect. She's going down, that girl. And it was interesting to
I
see.
can't imagine in
You know who it
I
was?
love it. No.
Michelle Wee.
Oh my gosh.
She says the pretty girl's going down. She goes, and that's what motivated her, is that she would beat Michelle Wee, but Michelle Wee would get the recognition. She's like, oh, that girl's going down. And so when she teed it up against Michelle Wee, if she got 1 or 2 up, she was going to go 3 or 4 up. She was going down.
Well,
She was not putting on the throttle.
well,
so
the way Michelle putts, I would think that NB, if NB
Ah.
gets a couple up on Michelle,
It's
it's
over.
all over. Yeah, it's all over but the shouting.
so that was really interesting. Just what motivated her.
Well, it's amazing because as I look at NB Park, obviously there's something that motivates her, but you couldn't. She's not a fiery type. I mean, she doesn't look like, she's got a big spring in her step, and
No,
she's,
walks the same all the
She walks
time.
the same, and
Same
she plays
rhythm.
same with the same pace. So it would be really tough to tell if the motivation was working or not.
She had when Joe was he was wearing sunglasses a lot. Joe Hallett, who's a good friend of mine, and one time she's with him, and she goes, "I know why he wears sunglasses all the time." And I go, "Why?" He goes, "He's ugly. That's why." And so that was her sense of humor. She had a witty sense of humor, but you had
The
to.
Don Rickles of ladies golf. You're gonna like that. Yeah, that's an ugly guy, and he's
He wears
he's ugly
sunglasses.
too. Not as ugly as you are.
So it was funny.
That's funny.
And they were polar opposites. They still are polar opposites. Joe, if you've met Hallett, he's one of the great teachers in America, anywhere. And but he is he's the Seinfeld of golf. I would put him in.
Is that right?
If I can ever get him on
Is
the
that
show,
funny?
he's
Oh,
hilarious.
I'd love to have him. I love that.
And I think that's what makes him one of the best teachers of all time, is the fact that he's a Seinfeld of golf. That if he worked with you or me or MB Park or Stacy Lewis, he lets the player take their guard down and say, okay, let's look at let's make a few small changes in your swing, or let's look at what you're doing, chipping, putting, or full swing. And he's going to go, all right, let's make this one small change. But he's got that witty sense of humor,
You
which
got to have it.
is great.
You got to have it because I want to be able to take my teacher both seriously, but I also need a little release sometimes if things aren't going exactly the way I want them. You got to have somebody that can get the point across in humor. I wanted to talk real briefly about Michelle Wee because I confess I didn't like Michelle Wee when she came up. Why? Because she got to do all these commercials. She didn't win anything. I knew she got to play in a men's tournament because she hit the ball far, but every time she played in a ladies tournament, she'd be 6-7 over. And I thought, why? I know she's attractive.
Now you know why MB
Well-
Parkton got mad at her now.
But the fact that now she's won a tournament.
Yeah, she's
But you know
playing
what?
better.
And plus, she's so well spoken. I really enjoy her as a.
She's very classy once you get to
interview.
know her.
She is so classy. That's what I
Yeah.
mean. She is down to earth. She's classy. I really enjoyed it, but I just felt like saying, I apologize, Michelle. I know you were concerned about how I felt about you, but I just the very fact that everybody was making such a big deal. I mean, other people were winning. Other 18-year-old girls were winning tournaments, and all you saw was Michelle Wee and all the commercials. And I thought that's unfair. But the fact of the matter is, that's just that's marketing products for marketing's sake. But hearing her talk, she has won me over. She is just one classy individual.
Well,
There's no
and
question.
the young lady that you like, Lejonagwan.
Oh, Arroya Jatunagarn.
Chirtunagan. Now,
She started out
Chikun-
great, and then she had to withdraw.
But here's interesting with Chirtunagan is that she's local.
Oh,
That
I didn't know
yeah, she is. We'll give him a little press. Gary Gilchrist Academy
wow.
at Mission Inn. Gary works with her.
I had no idea.
And Gary, his philosophy is we build champions, which is great. And that's where my son-in-law used to be one of the fitness director there with Jamal Gibson. I'm going to get Jamal on the show.
I'd love it.
He's worked with a bunch of tour players, and he went out on the tour and worked with Charles Howell III and a bunch of the LPGA players. But it'll be interesting to see. He'll give us some feedback about that international flair and the academies now where you don't go to school, you leave your parents and then you live there, and then basically you go to class for a few hours and then you play golf.
Well, I'll
So-
tell you what, real quick, because we're down to our last minute, but I wanted to ask you, what's your take on, after the Olympics, how the American women golfers are doing? Are they starting to look like they're starting to catch up to the Asians?
I got to give Stacy Lewis.
Stacey Lewis deserves some credit. She played very well.
She missed a putt on the last hole to get the bronze,
Yeah.
and that she was right. And if you look at her before that, she was right there at the British Open. So she's been banging at the door.
Well, she's obviously a great golfer, and like I said, with the influx of Asian women victories, you tend to forget who the great players, but Stacey Lewis has had a great career at a very early age. So
And you look at her, if you look at her physically, her body fat is looks like a world-class runner.
yeah, she's
She
in shape.
is
She
in
is in
shape.
No question.
You know, I've seen some of the fitness routines that she does, and she's tough.
Well, and like I said, that's something you got to do is you got to take care of yourself, especially to compete out there. Tell you what, we are out of time. 4 rounds, they just flew by, and I want to thank everybody. I want to especially thank Tom Lineberger again. We are going to be back next week, 6 to 7, on is it Wednesday now. We're on Wednesday, which is
We're
fine with me.
shooting for Wednesday.
That's okay. We're shooting for Wednesday, but we'll be back from beautiful Harbor Hills with another edition of Playing from the Tips. Thanks so much.